We're back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third annual Philly Sports Network Award Show with your back. Alex just disappeared. We went for 10 seconds, rolled an intro, and Alex just gone. So that's already... Oh, he's back. That's a fantastic start. But if you haven't been on this show before, it is just simply a wholesome celebration of all our lovely writers here at Philly Sports Network. Thank you to all the work they do. To you guys as well, the community that make all of this possible. And just some little bits of chaos along the way. So, yeah, any questions you guys want to go with, feel free to just drop them in the chat and let us know. This isn't your regular Eagles stream. So if you are expecting hot takes and, you know, slamming about Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen and comparisons to BJ's, none of that today, I'm afraid. But there will be some wholesome awards in place. So how are you guys feeling this evening? Well, we'll start with you, Eric. You look very fired up down there.
I mean, I'm still at work, so, I mean, I'm great, I guess.
I'm real fired up. I feel like we should probably talk some, you know, some BJs, some Nick Sirianni, some, you know, Desai even. We should probably let's not talk anything like that. I'm having a great time, man.
I'm here for good vibes. I'm here for good vibes today.
Yeah, right.
All right, this is the one stream where I won't even moan once, and somehow I've not even tagged it. I've put categories on it. We're on 20 viewers, so somehow just our lovely faces doing. It's the Zach backgrounds. It's Trey. Can we see? We can't see mine. I have to zoom the other way.
Your chair's there.
It's not working. Never mind. I'm sure it'll come in.
Move your chair.
I nominate Liam for British Go. So we will go over the categories of awards we've got because there are a few. So we've got 14 in total for this evening. The most coveted of all isn't the MVP, which is what, you know, is confusingly assumed is the one that everyone wants to win. But as we've learned, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. And the one that everyone really wants to win is the sexiest writer of the year. Now, that title currently belongs to Justin Crosby. He's been, you know, running riot with it. He's got him into all sorts of new high places, making great contacts because he has that award. It's, you know, it's like a gold card in certain establishments. You get seen as PSN's sexiest writer, the world's your oyster. And we've got the MVP. We've got a writer of the year from each of the major sports teams. So Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Union. What am I missing? Phillies? Or did I say Phillies?
I think you said Phillies.
I think I said whichever one. You all know them anyway. You live there. And then we've got into like the YouTube show of the year. So between YouTube, podcasting, it's the only one I'm actually nominated for. So I'm hoping that, you know, I might win one of them. Preferably would be nice. But you know. And then we've also got some extra ones. We've got the PSN Engine Award, which is for the guy that just doesn't stop and just continues to churn out great content and evolve and be the heartbeat of his or she's specific team. The PSN Editor of the Year Award, obviously we've got 5 editors, one for each of the major sports teams. So it's a way to recognize our editing team. The Most Improved Contributor of the Year, which I think is one I wanted to give out, is just to recognize someone that is, you know, come a long way over the past 12 months or so. And then the Matt Martin Award, which we will get to a little bit later. I'm sure a lot of you guys won't have, or might not be overly familiar with the name, but he was a writer for us, I want to say 6 years ago now. Unfortunately lost a battle with cancer. And when we first made our award show, we gave an award in his honor. And I think we did it last year or the 2021 as well, but I wanted to make sure we kept that going. So we made sure, yeah, we've got an award named after him. So nice to see you guys in the chat. The mad chatter is here. Love to see it. And we've got all in favor. No, you wanker, assuming only makes an ass out of you. No, it's you and me, because that's how it's spelled. Ass, you, me, assume. It's not asu. It's not assuming makes an asu, is it? You use your noggin, K1. Come on. We're gonna,
I really like asu, though. Asu is a good word.
Acid is a good. I nominated Phil for PSN Best Breakfast Show. I'll tell you what, some of the answers that we had were brilliant. I wish we could see the direct responses in the Sexiest Writer one. For some reason, it won't let us do it. We can add Zach. Zach is in. Zach is here. And there is nothing fishy going on whatsoever with the backgrounds. So I'm sure he won't notice any of that. And that's fine. But nice to see you.
Okay. Well, I'm on 2 out of these backgrounds, so I appreciate that at least.
3
Good start.
Exactly. We're all standing here this evening. Jackson Green, hey Liam, it's Pete Litvin just saying hi. Go Burst, tell everyone in BGB I said hi. What's up, BGB? I love that group. It just doesn't. Facebook banned me from posting in there because I was spamming articles like a degenerate. And now I can't post in Facebook groups. And they all took it a bit personally and got sad that I can't post. So sorry for that. I do miss them. They're lovely. But I suppose we should get cracking. We've somehow got more viewers today than on an Eagle stream. which is annoying me because I pour my heart and soul into, screaming about AJ Brown's routes. No one, it's fine. It's fine. I take it back. This is the best thing because we get to honor everyone in the best way, and it's lovely. Where should we start? Let's go with. We'll go with the extracurricular ones, the ones we don't have like the actual votes for. So these are 4 awards I wanted to give out to members of the team that weren't on the voting. So if you are watching this, you got to, I'm assuming, have been on the Google form where you can choose your favorite contributor in any category. There were a few extras that I added, and one of them was a PSN Gin Award. Not gin as in the alcohol, but like a PS engine. It was a pun on engine because, just someone for me that I think just deserved complete recognition for being an absolute monster in the year from start to finish. It has just been one of the most consistent contributors that we've had, but has gone above and beyond in every aspect. Like, he's covered games for us, went down to training camp at the NovaCare complex, had never done like video before, but went out of his way to start trying to do video for us. We could get short form content out there. Has stepped up to everything we've ever asked of him, whether it was like press conference stuff, whether it's just features, churns out content like no tomorrow. And that man to win the PS Engine Award for the first time is Mike Greger. He's a man that I know came through the recommendation of Zach, who pounded the table for a long time to get him in. So would you mind, Zach, while I get this on Twitter, as per PSN stream ritual, just say some kind words about Mike. And I mean, you've known him longer than me, so it'll be easy for you in that regard, I think.
Sure. Yeah. No, there's a lot of great stuff I can say about Mike. We actually first met. We were both independently covering the Philadelphia 76ers. We met because we both had a mutual connection, so we linked up at one of the games, got to talking. Just a fantastic, honest, genuine person who works so incredibly hard. I think that there's a lot of awards that he'd be very deserving of, but I think this one in particular really does a good job of showing who Mike is. And that's a guy who just works hard, grinds, is a real engine himself. So Mike is a fantastic addition. I was so ecstatic that we could bring him into the PSN family. He's done some great work, doing a lot of Sixers work for us, also, a lot of Eagles work for us, also some Sixers work. And he's someone who I really hope to be a part of this team for a long time going forward. So congrats, Mike. I'm happy to see this, buddy. You deserve it. Absolutely.
Awesome. Very wholesome. Anyone else got some lovely words about Mike before we move on?
Yeah, we had him on Flipping the Birds. He was a fantastic guest on when we had him on. So absolutely everything that Zach said, echoing the particular about the Eagles coverage. He's been on obviously with us, and he was just a great guest. He was very insightful. I feel across the board that the teams here, as far as our content, is getting stronger, and Mike's a part of that.
Yeah, I think, as far as like home run hires go, Mike has embodied every part of that. I remember like me and Brian having a conversation maybe 8-9 months ago, and like the Eagles team was a little bit light on depth. Obviously, I'm kind of a bit everywhere, and Brian was the editor, and we had maybe one lead writer and a couple guys that were just contributors, and we needed some extra help. And Zach had been pounding the table for Mike for a while. To come in and then be made a lead writer within a few months is astonishing in itself. Like, not many people do that. But to do it in a way where like the quality of work was just ridiculously good, like everything was edited. Like, you don't even need to touch editing. There's no spelling, there's no grammar. Everything's just clean cut. Messages to chat once a day asking for like, hey, what do you guys need writing? Are there any angles you'd like being written about? Just so proactive, which sets the tone for all of us, really. So yeah, amazing just to give him a shout out and to honor him, because he has just been so important to our Eagles coverage, and we've taken some real strides this year in that regard. And I think without his coverage, we wouldn't be here. So I know he couldn't make today. I think Isaac says crazy Mike couldn't even show up for his own award. I think he had a battle with a car wash, is what he said in the chat. So we will deduct him points for that, but it's fine. And we'll move on to award number 2, which is where should we go now? We'll go with this. We'll go with the PSN Editor of the Year award. So that narrows it down to 5 people. So it's obviously Brian from the Eagles, Tim Lovinghurst from the Union, Zach Chavalella from the Sixers, Matt Watson, now newly promoted from the Phillies, and then there's, who am I missing? I knew there was one I'd miss. Flyers, Eric, calls it. Damn it, sorry. His face as well.
He's just staring you down.
I'm like sitting here. I'm like, why would I?
It's Eric.
I'm definitely not reminding anybody of me.
But yeah, so this is someone that for me, again, I think has just stood out to me in so many ways this year. Not only just from being a managing editor, I'm sure that the guys in. I mean, I'm really happy that we've got 4 of us here. Like to have Matt, Eric, Zach, and myself. Like it's a lot of work outside of just writing. You're not only then planning other people's content and editing it, but then members of the team will come to you for stuff. You've got to help them. You've got to help maybe look for other writers, maybe YouTube stuff. There's so much to do. And I think someone that has just somehow not only knocked all of that out the park, but been proactive in helping me shape a lot more with PSN has just been Zach. I think he has just been genuinely phenomenal this year. He's gone so far out of the box of what anyone would expect a managing editor to be, that he's just very much like a dad to everyone at PSN in the best way possible. Nothing's too much to ask him. You can ask him to edit something at 4 a.m, he's got it. Whether it's betting stuff, whether it's writing Metro Philadelphia article stuff, and I'm running around like a headless chicken, and he still steps up to the plate with the stuff he's got on. Nothing's ever too much, and he's always willing to help out and go the extra mile. And I just couldn't be more thankful. So I'm very happy to give Zach. I think it's our first ever editor of the year. I don't think we have one before, so I think it's a first award. If it's not you, our latest. If it is, you're the first. So congrats on that. But if anyone could just, maybe follow up on that while I tweet the graphic, that would be tremendous. Or Zach, Zach's here. Give an acceptance speech. Even better. We can put him on the spot.
Thank you. I was really, this is so much more than I expected. I had no preparation ahead of time for this. I'm very honored as a member of PSN. Webster's dictionary defines victorious as no. Seriously, though, I am very honored. This is surreal for me. I love this family. I love this company. We have done so many great things. There are so many great people who have been by my side the entire time that I've been here. Liam has been obviously such an influence on me and has helped me in so many ways. Eric, I'd like to single you out as another person who, you've been right beside me from day one, as has Alec. You guys, my entire time with PSN, I've been right here alongside you guys, and you've been major influences on me. So easy to work with. Again, we throw around the word family, and a lot of companies do. And this is something that I've told people, whether we're just having conversations, whether this is something I've said in interviews, but a lot of companies throw around being a family, but here at PSN, it really is genuine. So I'm very grateful to be here, just in the sense of being a part of this great family. To be named editor of the year, I can think of a list of people who should have won ahead of me, but I'm very grateful to have been nominated as such. So thank you very much.
Woo! I will say it was very hard. Because I think it sucks when every editor we've got is literally like a wonder kid in some degree, that it just does everything ever. And to have a team that's so reliable in that front makes my life so much easier. But yeah, I think just your contributions so far outside of that role to be bigger than just a managing editor, to help with hiring, to go through interviews, to hop on Flipping the Birds and help spearhead that, to then spearhead the Sixers team, to push for credentials, to get to games. That in itself was such a massive wall that we could have never broken down without you, really. Yeah, it's just been a wild year or so. We've also got one of our newest writers has joined in the most midnight green fashion ever. I love that. A contender for PSN Rookie of the Year. David, I just want to quickly segue here or welcome him in, because for anyone that's watching this right now and has been watching my streams, I think David has received more love than any Eagles player has this season from me, because I seem to be referencing his stats every single stream. So just a shout to Dave for putting all the stats together and writing some really, really engaging content since joining us. How are you, Dave?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
We're good. Thank you for hopping on. It's great to see you. Phil's in. Phil couldn't make it, but he's here in spirit, and that's the main thing. Love to see it, Phil. So enjoy your dinner. I think you deserve one night off, Phil. You work every other day of the year. You're allowed one. I'm sure we can let you pass by. Zach's to go. I agree. I'm not sure who this Trey B fella is, but he sounds nice. So could be a future PSNer. You never know.
There's just simply no way to know.
We'll get to the next one then. So this is our third award of the evening. And again, these aren't the fan voted ones just yet, but this goes to our most improved contributor of the year. And it's something that I think Rookie of the year is always fun. Like that's something I love recognizing, someone that comes in and makes an instant impact. But to follow that up for a second year, like I think is where I find the most joy, because it's hard sometimes to get people that will stick around. Like as managers have been here can attest to that commitment to stay beyond that first year and to continue to write with that same energy and passion is difficult to keep burning at times when so much of life's other demands get in the way. And one writer that has somehow gone one further than that, in my opinion, is Regina Ham. I think she's just been absolutely fantastic. Like to not only start off with the Flyers, jump to the Phillies, I'm sure Matt can attest to as well, and was sensational in helping with the Phillies postseason coverage. The knowledge was just like, it was genuinely as if she was covering the Phillies full time anyway. To then help with the Metro stuff, like it was just such again, like nothing was ever too much. Like you'd ask for an article here, she'll give you 3, she'll jump to another team, like always willing to go the extra mile and just wanting to really recognize. And I think she's in Italy at the minute. I think she's in Venice, isn't she? So she might not be on the stream.
Florence, I think.
Florence. Okay, my bad. I got confused. I don't want to offend her if she is. It's just sat there like really angry now. But yeah, just been an incredible year for Regina. Matt, you've obviously worked with her this year. You kind of welcomed her. Has Eric been kicked off the stage? Oh no, he's there. Oh bless him. So Eric and Matt can. I wonder where you went. You just ran away. But Eric and Matt can both talk about Regina. I'll toss it to you, Matt, first, because obviously she jumped in mid-season to cover the Phillies. What was that like for you? What have you seen from Regina? Yeah, we'll get the graphic back up too.
Well, if you want to talk about a workhorse, Regina is the definition of a workhorse. She is always active, whether she's writing, giving people ideas, or even just giving people like just the confidence to post something. In our Slack chat all the time, she's like, somebody's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to write about this article. She's always like, that sounds great. Can't wait to read it. Or if a topic comes up, breaking news, a trade, or even just an idea she has, she's always like the first one to go, yeah, I can get that. Or sure, I'm going to write about this. So I think she's a great contributor to the team. And honestly, I think the Phillies team is so grateful to have her. And I know she does split duties between the Phils and the Flyers. So I know Eric can speak to her on the Flyers end of things. But no, she's an absolutely fantastic teammate. And I think this is a well-deserved award.
Yeah, I mean, as far as her content with the Flyers, I will even go back and date back to when she was doing work with the Capitals. She's no stranger to our side of the territory as well, or our side of the ice, if you want to call it that. But she's, probably, Matt, you would understand this. She's one of the first people to say, I got it if you ask her to do something, or if you need to be bailed out. Regina's got it, and not only does Regina got it, she gives you all the information you need, but she does it with such a personality. So that's something that is unique to her. And great hire, great writer in my opinion, and honestly, like a better friend, because you can go and see her if you have the opportunity, if you're nearby, and just say hi, and Regina will just light up your day. So she's awesome.
Just a quick shout as well. Eugene Krabs has come in with a donation that is $69.69, so that deserves
nice.
Admiration in itself. Nice, huge round of applause for the commitment to the bit. But just that's a lot of money, especially around Christmas. So here's to a great 2023 and even greater 2024. That's incredibly kind of you, man. Just thank you so much. Like you never have to. I know you've done it before, but you never have to donate. Like no one should feel obliged to. Like we never ask for it. The fact that you feel you'd like to support us in that with that kind of money is beyond humbling. So just thank you from all of us for being willing to donate such a generous amount. And I hope you had a happy Christmas. Your avatar would seem that you have. You got the Christmas hat over the eyes there. You seem very jolly. But I know you're in a lot of our streams. You're very active on Twitter. So just thank you for all of your support and just to show it in that way. That is an incredible gesture on an evening where we want to recognize people. To recognize someone like as generous as yourself as well, who's been around so many streams is great. Just thank you so much for that. We'll keep that pinned and starred if we can. Just quickly to jump back to Regina, I kind of have to double down on what everyone said. Just being an absolute, again, wonder kid. We just keep bringing in these little like wonder kids that just fly through and do everything. Also that we completely overlooked one thing, that she helped then cover like the World Cup, like the Women's World Cup, like champion through that, like covered like every single game ever for the Women's World Cup, then did the Phillies along with the Flyers, along with Metro stuff. Like there wasn't anything that was just out of her comfort zone. Like no matter how I've never seen you cover like soccer before, but cool. And then it's just knocks out the park. And so fully deserving as most improved. And we're super lucky to have someone of her talent on the team. Sean Nestor's here says, can't jump on, but I have to agree with everything Matt said about Regina. She's an amazing writer and a great teammate, and she's all in for PSN. And we're all in for you, Sean. We love you, and for Regina as well. Gutted you can't be here, man, but I'm sure we'll catch up soon. And to Eugene, to TMC, we do have a website, phillysportsnetwork.com. Whether it was tongue-in-cheek or not, the tongue is now out of cheek. phillysportsnetwork.com is what we're all referencing here tonight. And that leads us to our fourth award,
PlayStation
which
Network.
is the Matt Martin Award. So Matt, again, so for those of you that will maybe hear after his passing, Matt was with us, I want to say from 2017 to 2019 until his passing. But he just loved writing for PSN, and he wrote for the Flyers, and he just really did commit himself to the coverage. And his family reached out afterwards and still supported PSN, and his kids still very much followed what we do. So I think having an award that embodies the spirit of what it means to be a PSNer in our mind, and how we go about ourselves, how we carry ourselves and interact with each other. For me, I think no one embodies that more than Tim Sullivan this year. I think he is our biggest rah-rah. You will not find a bigger PSN fan than Tim, and he works it. He champions everyone's content, will retweet and share everything, will interact in every chat, engage with everyone's articles. On top of, I don't think he's missed a Sixers game this year pre-game. He's every single day, it feels like he's writing a Sixers article, tagging us around the exact same time that it's been written. The format's perfect every time. He listens to feedback and takes it on. And he's been around PSN for longer than, almost as long as me, I think, at this point. He's really one of the PSN OG hires. And it's just really stayed with it. And he's gone through a lot, but continued to just show up and commit himself to the team and just give us some really great memories along the way as well. So I just wanted to give Tim a special shout for, being such a core member of the team. Whether it is through his content or through lifting spirits and the cheeky happy hour jabs through all the years that we've gone by, just an incredible member of the team. And I wanted to shout that out. And I know, Zach, you obviously worked with him as his boss man, so to speak. Have you got anything you'd like to say about Tim for receiving the award?
Yeah, absolutely. Tim Sullivan, I mean, the one guy who somehow predates Liam as far as his ties to PSN. He's the bleeding heart of this company, and he may not always be at the forefront of the battle lines in the sense of the flashiest of people with PSN, but he's constantly grinding, constantly behind the scenes, championing not only the company, lifting up one another with inside this company. And there's not a single person here who better represents what PSN is about than Tim Sullivan. So this is absolutely a no-brainer for this award. And Tim, unfortunately, is not able to physically accept this award today. However, I will make sure that he is aware that that he won this, because he deserves this. He's done so much over his entire time with PSN, and he has really kicked it into gear as of this year. There's really, I can't say anybody who I would rather see this award go to. He's not only a good member, great member of this family, very close personal friend of mine as well. Just a wonderful guy who you would ever be so lucky to meet in person.
He's sort of like Vince Vaughn in The Internship, where he just kind of figures out Google because he has so much dang grit to him. That's what he is.
Basically, that's him in a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell, that's Tim. And the funniest thing is Liam hit it on the head, man. He reaches out to you when you need to hear it most. He does uplift you, and he's more than just a guy who's going to produce and he's going to be on time. You can count on in that aspect. He is the definition of a fantastic teammate. So, hell yeah, Tim.
Awesome. I love I've been doxed by TMC in the chat there somehow, so that's fantastic. Thanks for that on the award show. Lovely. But Phil was nominated for an award. We'll get to that. I guess we can go there now, which is the first of the actual voted awards that you guys have worked on. And we'll start off with the show of the year or the podcast of the year, however you want to word it. We had 92 responses for that one, which is a nice number. The contestants were obviously Flipping the Birds, which I think everyone has been on to some degree, it feels like, in this stream now after a year of Mask Road. Zach and Eric obviously have championed and run along with Morgan and Brian to take that to new heights, if you pardon the Eagles pun. Obviously, we've got the Baseline Scoop, soon to potentially be expanded into another Sixers show, which we'll get into maybe later on with some spoilers for next year. Trending in the AM, which is definitely not a breakfast show, but it is part of as Phil will kill me if I say it is. But our morning show. I always see what TMC's done. He's Google PSN. Yeah, so that I'm amazed I got away with that. So that's where my office is for PSN that I don't go to currently because it might be a bit haunted. But that's a story for another day, and we'll get to that another time. But yeah, so that's where I live. But all good TMC. And then the final show, the greatest show the world has ever seen, The Outside Insider, after the biggest return since CM Punk to wrestling. No one has seen anything like it, and I'm amazed it hasn't won by a landslide, if I'm honest with you. But the game's the game. I will thoroughly go through now the votes. So in fourth place was the Baseline Scoop. Third place was the Outside Insider. Second place was Trending in the AM, which means the winner for the show of the year was Flipping the Birds from the Eagles team, which is an amazing accomplishment. I think Zach and Eric, you can Eric, I got to hide the award because Eric is embracing this right now. A humongous occasion and a massive well done to the FTB team, our longest tenured show at PSN. And something that has gone from the transition of podcast to YouTube, to then trying the short form, getting interviews. I know it's been a lot of work behind the scenes for all of you guys. I'm happy, obviously, for you both to say a few words after winning Show of the Year. It's an amazing accomplishment. And congrats to both of you. And obviously to Brian as well, who I'm sure will be jubilated right now and fist pumping in the air at home.
Shout out to Morgan. Shout out to Chris Infante. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Zach in the chat. Yo, we won. We did it.
We did it.
I'm going to not be humble about this one.
No, we did it. It's super exciting. Flipping the Birds is just such a great time where we can combine the love of and the passion of Philadelphia Eagles with shouting and screaming our heads off about the Eagles, about Greg Ward, about Ham, whatever the case is. And I'm very honored for this award, specifically coming off of my announcement on the most recent episode of Flipping the Birds, where I officially supplanted Chris Infante after overcoming him in our fantasy football league. So very exciting stuff. Thank you so much. I cannot, very honored. And Brian and Morgan, I know they feel the same way as well as Eric and I do tonight.
Go Birds.
Love to see it. Yeah, I've just about finished typing that. It worked quite nicely. But yeah, FTB has been such a staple of PSN, and it's something that I take pride in seeing the show grow. And I know we've had meetings over the past few months where we're trying to strategize and make sure we put our best foot forward to keep FTB growing and as the centerpiece of PSN, because it's been the backbone through the years where this channel was dormant and I wasn't uploading because I'd had a slight breakdown and then had to do other things and stopped uploading and was so focused on the website. FTB was the content that was keeping chugging along. It was every single Tuesday. And it's just been amazing to see the show, the guests you've had on, the stuff you've accomplished. Morgan editing, some of the edits he brings out is excellent, the little intros and stuff. It's just been great. It's fantastic viewing. It's unbiased. It's balanced. And to see, I think what for me is nice is that the people that watch each show also watch the others. So the people that will then watch FTB go to Trending in the AM, will then go to the Outside Insider. So they get that flavor, which is nice, which means I get to know safe in the comfort that people have seen everything that you've spoken about. And it's just nice. It's nice knowing that such a great show gets that recognition from the fan base. Yeah, it's great. I think it's just the most wholesome thing I think we've seen tonight, to be honest, because I know it's been just a roller coaster for FTB and getting it rolling. So just congrats on a successful night, boys. It's love to see it.
I didn't know if my mic was still on, but thank you, Liam.
Phil quits and Chris is fuming as well. So this award has gone down absolutely brilliantly. Love to see it. But no, I'm genuinely super happy. And we'll move on to our next award, which is, if I can find it, the Sixers Writer of the Year award. So obviously, Zach, anything you'd like to say before this award gets announced, Zach, about you? Because the Sixers team itself has undergone a draft class, if you will, or rejuvenation over the past 12 months.
Yeah, before I address that, I'd like to address the comment by Christopher Infante in the chat. I used to be a piece of shit. I'm not anymore. But as far as the Sixers team, they honestly a fantastic family. It's been I've seen so much growth from this team. I've seen so much just incredible performance from some of our newer voices. I've seen people take on new roles. I've seen people transition their role and take on new responsibilities. And I couldn't be more proud of this team, the way that they have handled this season, the way that they have grown into this year, this year where there's a lot changing on the Sixers. No more Doc Rivers, no more James Harden, and you swap in Nick Nurse and a plethora of depth pieces. There's been so much change with the Sixers, and we've had a great amount of consistency with our team despite that. So I'm immensely proud of this team. I think that any one of these writers would be more than deserving of this award, and I'm just excited to hear who the name of the people want it is.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. So the PSN Sixers Writer of the Year had 87 responses. The nominees were Zach Chauvelella, Justin Crosby, Sean Bernard, Tim Sullivan, Trey Barnett, Jackie Townley, Donny Shea, Uriah Young, and I hope I don't butcher her name because she'll probably be upset with it. Leah Agropoulos? I'm hoping. We'll go with it. I'm not really good with names. But those are the people that received votes. So the order was... I have to read it backwards. So Trey Barnett received 7 votes. Jackie had 8. Then we've gone to the top 3 now, which... So in tied third place was Zach and Tim. And our winner was none other than big, sexy Justin Crosby as our Sixers writer of 2023. And someone that I think is very fitting for this award, not only because he can keep his streak of PSN wins alive, but also, Zach, because, I mean, he's someone that's represented PSN at the Wells Fargo covering the Sixers. So, like, if there's ever someone that isn't yourself to claim that award, I mean, Justin's probably a very good, just great caveat for it.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, Justin has been crucial to me this year. Not only this year, but really since he came aboard, really growing as a writer, growing as a journalist, and his ability to, I mean, really everything from being involved in the Slack chat that we have and keeping the conversation going, article ideas, his own performance, obviously, as well, and filling in for me at the Wells Fargo Center. He's been crucial to everything that we've done. I couldn't be more proud of him and the work that he's done. I will be docking him this week's pay for not showing up to the award show, but I'm going to turn around and make it a little gift for him. So it'll be great. And listen, I'm so proud of the entire Sixers team. To know that Tim ranked so high in the votes as well, I count as a victory as well, because he honestly deserved it also. It was I had a heck of a time looking at this list when I voted for who to vote for, and Justin, Tim, both fantastic candidates. But listen, just Justin has been so special to this team. He's going to be for so many years going forward, and I really just can't wait to see what his future looks like with Philly Sports Network.
Yeah, I think both Justin and Trey have been fantastic. I mean, we promoted both of those guys to lead writers earlier this year because we felt like they best embodied the team and just put in that effort that deserve that kind of recognition. To see, I think both of those guys really shine this year has been amazing. Like, I think there comes a point, or there has come a point most years where we sort of look at the team and, okay, maybe we need some extra help. Maybe we need, and the Sixers was always the one team where we consistently come back to and say, no, we've got the right guys. We don't have to do anything here. We just continue to work with them. And to know that Justin especially has gone on to, like we say, to represent PSN at a game, it takes a lot of trust. I mean, there aren't many people that have done it. Eric's done it. Matt goes to charity events. Zach's done it. There aren't many guys that have. It's a big, responsibility. And Justin's done it brilliantly. He's carried himself great. The articles have been brilliant. And he, again, is someone, like you said, it has stepped up. I think the qualities continue to improve. And Trey's very much in that same regard. I know he's still got the Zach picture behind. So the pandering didn't work this time, unfortunately. But
Wasn't my vote, brother. Wasn't my vote.
But no, you've been also exceptional, Trey. And just a quick shout out to you as well, because Trey also behind the scenes helps me with a lot when it comes to the accounting side of things and just tallying up articles. But just to willingly put up stuff and to continue to grind stuff out when life's super busy. I know the Joel Embiid piece you got out recently, I was able to read and edit, and that was a pleasure to get through. Just having a team so reliable that's also so diverse in the content it puts out, there's always something new. It's not like it's just bland and it's the same thing. There's always a different angle coming. And it's a testament to you guys. So thank you for all of your hard work as well.
And if I can continue talking about Trey just for a little bit, not to feed too much into your ego, Trey, if there is a rising star within the Sixers group, it is absolutely Trey. Just the way that his work has grown over his time with the Sixers team, the behind-the-scenes stuff that he does, just like you mentioned, Liam, the way that you help hold this group together, and just the, again, immense growth that I've seen from you. I mean, going from your position into one of our lead positions, just like Justin, and just like him going to games, that takes a lot of trust, and that's a huge reflection of you, Trey. So I'm very excited for your future, and to have Trey and Justin, shoot, this Sixers team's in great hands.
100%, absolutely. So we'll now move to our Flyers Writer of the Year. Let me just try and find it on the sheet. Where's it to? It would help if it was alphabetical order, wouldn't it? So we had 87 responses here. So the candidates were Regina Ham, Eric Rees, Ant Mazziotti, Nate Tennyson, and Eric Moratelli. And Eric, I don't think, is here tonight, but he has been a recent addition to PSN. So we'll give him a shout as well, as one of our most recent draft class, if you will. So the votes ended as follows. So Nate had 7, but I will say Nate has been away this year. He has expanded and gone to the Philadelphia Union to continue his development as the next wonder kid to shine there. Alec is battling his camera, I think, right in the middle of the screen, which is great. So next up, we had Ant Mazziotti, which meant there were 2 people left for the potential Flyers Writer of the Year. So Regina Ham came second with 25 votes, which meant with a whopping 44 votes, Eric Rees retains his crown as Flyers Contributor of the Year. A very, very well-deserved award. How are you feeling, Eric? Our resident workforce?
You know me, Liam. I'm not going to talk about me at all whatsoever. I will thank the voters, however. What I will do is I'll put the spotlight directly on my teammates. Dude, Moratelli, ever since he's come in, he just literally did a preview for tonight's game. It will be on in 2 hours. Actually, I had to put it on socials probably after I'm done shutting up. So yeah, he's been fantastic. Dude, Nate Tennis, Rig Flyers voting. Hey, Nate, dude, come on back, right for us. I know that you got the time now with a little bit of time off with the union, but he was fantastic. He was at the forefront of the Matvey Mishkov stuff. He helped out a ton with prospects and with the draft, and all of last season he was on it. Regina, as I've said earlier, same with the her work with the Phillies, right back at it with the Flyers. And when Ant's somebody, man, where he's put out a couple articles. And he'll come to me and he'll be like, "Hey, does this work?" And more times than not, it's me going back and saying, "Rework this, rework that." But the thing is, he listens, and he does. I mean, we go back and forth, and a lot of people can take that, kind of constructive criticism and just kind of shut in about it. He doesn't. So I appreciate that as far as the writers that we have. And that's my team. We're a hardworking team. At the end of each season, I think we all improve because of it. So hell yeah to the Flyers team for sure.
Love to see it. And thanks for all you do. To put the spotlight back on you after you shunned it away after getting an award, which is very fair. You just, again, I mean, you've been here super long term now. You've been through the thick and thin with PSN. And to go through as much as you have with us and to still be grinding out articles at the pace you are, to still be working with the Flyers team, I think it's the most stable it's been. I think to have the core of writers that we've got. We'll still try and get a couple more extra legs in so you can get some time off as you go into the most wholesome time of your life ever.
Yeah. The funny thing is, and this is just the only toot my own horn because I guess who really keeps count anymore. But I mean, I do log in to the thing and it says oh, you've written 1,000 articles. I'm like, to your credit, Liam, this is 5 years doing this as a beat for the Flyers. It doesn't feel like it, and you and Liam, working with me, we clash, but at the same time we come to what it is, what's next for PSN, and it's always been about PSN. So at the end of the day, dude, this is such a nice thing to hear, but it's nicer to see when the people who work with you are that cream is rising to the top too.
Cool. Well, we all love you, and they all love you back, man. You're a star, and we love you to bits at PSN. Our next award goes to our Union Writer of the Year. And I wish Tim was here to discuss this because I mean I love how just very aptly timed. Sarah is coming in with some Jimmy love right now. We've got a fan group coming in for the Dupe King. The Union team went under kind of even probably the biggest rebuild of any team. Like Tim came to me and was like, "Look, we've got." It sort of became Tim doing everything at one point, and was like, "We kind of need some extra legs," and we felt like that. And it was it's just the way the dominoes fell that everyone we brought on would end up sort of going down the podcast route with Dupe by the River. So some breaking story, I think there maybe. But the award's been leaked already. I can't believe it. But yeah, so we kind of brought on some new writers and we did a big search and we came out with Eric, with Paul and Jimmy who joined the team. And I genuinely don't remember a trio of people in one team that have completely transformed it that quickly. Like we had content left, right, and center. I think it got to a point where Tim didn't have enough time to edit, let alone write. Like there was just so much content coming out. And it's a huge testament to all of those guys for coming in. There's a whole Jimmy fan club rallying in the chat right now. So we'll get to the award, which is our Union Writer of the Year. So the nominees were Tim Lovinger, Jimmy King, Eric Freisinger, Paul Frenzel, and Zach Labasso. Zach had 7 votes. Tim had 11, I believe. So Eric had 7 as well. Paul had 27. And with 65 votes, your Philadelphia Union Writer of the Year, as if like the rally cry seemed to work. Jimmy King, in his debut season, wins Union Writer of the Year. And he's someone else I wish was here right now because he has just been, I think, everything it embodies to be a PSN within like 6 months. It's just gone above and beyond. Like before I tweet this out, I want to quickly say like, I've spoken to him so much from whether it was going to games out of his first experience down there, to video stuff, to the quotes that he puts out on social media, to the articles themselves. Like he never turns away feedback. He's always happy to learn, and he'll end up writing like a 3,000 word masterclass on the Union. And I feel bad having to break it up into separate because it's like so detailed. But the passion that he's got for not only the team but the fan base and the energy that he gives, he's like, it's unrelenting, and it's exactly what that team needed. And I think the best way I can put it is I remember when Eric Reese, not that Eric Freisinger from the Union, but when Eric was writing for the Philadelphia Wings at the time, and we had a bit of an internal like transfer portal quibble, and we weren't sure. I wanted him on the Eagles team, and at the time our editor on the Flyers wanted him there, and we left it to Eric and said, "What do you want to do?" And he was like, "I want the Flyers to be. I want it to be a hockey town. I want to bring that back." And that's very much what I think Jimmy's been for the Union, as someone just embodies that. Has done all he can to push the Union to the forefront of PSN, to get them on the cover of Metro Philadelphia. Like, when do you see the Union on the cover of a newspaper? You know, when do you see them like featured as prominently as they are? And to spearhead that, I'm super proud of him. Like, it could not go to a better guy. And if anyone else could take over while I can tweet this, that'd be amazing, just for a minute.
Yeah, I got some stuff on Jimmy real quick. Jimmy King is the epitome of cool at PSN. You will not find anyone cooler. I don't really know what I can say other than he's just a complete vibe. I mean, Dave in his midnight green is looking pretty sick as well, but just Jimmy is such a down to earth guy. He's a great follow. He's a great person to talk to. He's a great person to read his work. He's absolutely blown me away with the quality, the quantity, the takes, just everything about him. He is the king. I don't know what other way to put it to you. And if you're not aware, you better learn. But a lot of love for Jimmy King, and no one deserves this more. So I'm so proud of him and proud of this team, proud of what this Union team's become, because this is a fantastic Union team. I am constantly shouting this team out as what I believe is one of the most consistent, high performing teams within all of PSN. It's a fantastic team all the way around, and I'm proud of everyone there. And long live King Jimmy.
Jimmy is the king, and there was a guy. Jimmy King in a wrestling movie that had David Arquette in it. So, quite frankly, Liam, I don't really know who we're talking about anymore.
We'll come back to it, Eric. We'll circle back to this later on. But yeah, I'm amazed. I'm really happy that like Jimmy's got such a nice little following in the chat and such a amount of support, because he deserves it. Like, he just is the nicest guy as well. Like, again, will always just step up and want to help out, but just support everyone else and the content. Like, for me, the nicest thing was, I hope he doesn't mind me saying, but when we had a conversation most recently, was talking about like his experience down at Subaru Park and covering the Union. And he was like, the thing that he valued most was the fact that like Jim Kirshen, like the head coach of the union, would always make time for him and always like just give him detailed answers, and went out of his way to go over and say hello one time, and like stuff like that, I think exemplifies the level of professional that he is. And I think, look, we've all been there. It can be hard to be professional when you're in a press box for the first time, right? When it's overwhelming, the players that you've grown up watching and idolizing are then like 6 feet in front of you. To carry yourself in a way where the head coach will go out of his way to talk to you, you've got an off-field relationship that is professional and respected. Like, it's so good. And like, we're so happy to have Jimmy on our team. We love him to bits, and I'm glad that everyone else, we've got Vince, Palumi, all of these people just really giving their love to Jimmy. Love it. So yeah, congrats to Jimmy. We'll move on to our next award now, which is our Phillies Writer of the Year. Now, this could go anywhere. So, I mean, this really could. The Phillies team has been completely rejuvenated as well. There have been so many huge names come through, I think, this year. We'll turn it over to Matt, because Matt was in a similar spot where he came to me and was like, help, I think we need writers. It's all getting a bit busy. Like, we need some extra reinforcements. And we went on a run to bring in some new free agents. And we may have found a few Bryce Harpers. We may have found a few Schwarbers along the way, on top of what has already been some of the strongest core members that we've got. Like people like Alec, he's at work, bless him. He's at work and he's still here right in the middle, doesn't miss a day. Sean's in the chat. Like Sean and Alec are probably our two most lovable Phillies writers who've been here for so long. Just give us some thoughts, Matt. I mean, this is your first year as managing editor as well of a team. Like, what have you made of them this year?
Yeah, I mean, turning into a baseball analogy, I have like the perfect balanced lineup, right? I have these veterans who have been here longer than I have, who really, have helped me kind of guide this new generation of the Phillies team. I have the veterans who I kind of hop along the way with, and then I have some outstanding rookies who I have batting at the top of my lineup right now that are absolutely killing it. And I think one of the reasons why this, I was like, hey, can I get a little help, is because as much as the Phillies were doing so good, so was our Phillies coverage. And I just felt like if we added a couple extra pieces, we can go from a National League pennant to a World Series title. So, it was great that we were able to add a couple people in to go with these veterans that we have. And I just think our team is just, like I said, so well balanced, and everybody is just there for each other. We're always swapping ideas. Even if somebody can't sit down and write themselves, they're always throwing out there, hey, I have this idea for you, or I read your piece and this was great, or we're taking stuff off of Twitter and sending it to each other like, hey, if you can use this, feel free. So I think we have such a great team assembled. And while this offseason has been a little quiet, I guarantee you when spring training hits in about 3 months, you're going to hear a lot from the Phillies team.
Yeah, I mean, Sam's obviously one of our recent additions to the team and said kind of the same thing. He joined at like the exact point every traction just stopped and it became like a silent on the world. But how have you found your experience with the Phillies team, Sam?
It's been awesome, man. I've really liked it. I've enjoyed the coverage of not just the Phillies, but of all the sports teams at PSN from afar, and super happy to join. I mean, the Phillies have established that they can, let us down in some pretty epic ways, but that will never happen with not the Phillies team here, especially none of the other teams here. Really do hope the offseason kicks up a little bit. But also, like Matt said, once the season really starts going underway, there's going to be plenty of great content. And even with the disappointment, like the Phillies are playing, they had such a great season last 2 years, and things are looking up aside from the, rough end of the season that they had. So I'm, as far as like Zach said, the word family can get thrown around a lot of different companies and stuff, but it really does feel like a family here. And been here, I think it's about to be 2 full months, and I can't wait to continue this, especially as Phillies baseball starts up again.
Love to see it. So on that very wholesome note, we will go to the award for Phillies Writer of the Year. So 93 responses here. So the candidates were Kyle Fisher, Tommy Orr, Mike Cornaglia, Regina Ham, Kylie Sullenberg, and a shout to Kylie as well, by the way, who I know isn't here tonight also, but absolutely brilliant addition to the team. A very large contender for Rookie of the Year before we get to that award, I'm sure, later on. Just being a real home run hit again. I think that class of Sam and Kylie coming in together has been, it's dreamy. I think I own body everything Matt says, but she has been such a welcome addition to the team. Sam Giovanni, obviously, who is on the back of it, a brilliant speech. Sean, Alec, and Matt. So Kyle had 7% of votes. We had Alec had 4. Tommy had 3. Mike Cornaglia had 1, but I don't think Mike Cornaglia's written in like a year, so he's still got a 1 vote there. I wonder who it might be from. No, I'm joking. It could be anyone. He's still flying his own flag. 9 was Sean. 11 was Kylie. 12 is Sam, which I think both of those numbers, having only joined 2 months ago without anything to write about, to still get a huge chunk of the pie is beyond commendable. 18 went to Regina and 29 votes. And your writer of the year for 2023, Matt Watson, retains, I believe. What a year for Matt. I mean, he's undergone a lot this year to go from lead writer to managing editor and still churn out the content he does. We have got to put you on the spot for a speech now, Matt, I'm afraid. So I'm sorry about that.
I honestly wasn't expecting this. I feel like we have such a great team that it really could have gone to anyone. Thank you to everybody who voted for me. I really do appreciate it. Liam, I want to thank you for hopping me on this great train. I want to thank Ricky, who was the managing editor for the Phillies team before me. I've kind of stepped into his role as he started to do some other stuff, but he was a great leader for me, and I'm trying to follow the structure and the direction he's created. But I also want to thank the Phillies, man. Like Aaron Nola, Reese Hoskins, Kyle Schwarber, I want to thank you all for having me out at your charity events this year. It was such a cool opportunity for me and for PSN as a whole. And I think it allowed me to grow not only as a writer, but, as somebody in this media game. And I think having that opportunity is going to lead us into an even stronger 2024. I did not expect this, but I appreciate everybody's vote, and I appreciate this family that we have here at Philly Sports Network.
Love you to bits. And I will say, if I'm allowed to get a little bit sappy, because I guess that's kind of the brand for the stream, stepping into like a management role to some degree, managing a team, it's so different from just writing your own content, and you've got like a lot more to worry about. Like it can be a tough transition, and kind of working out like how to get the team engaged, how to get content flowing, like how much do you put into, like, I think we've all fallen into the trap, like we can all, Zach, Eric and myself can agree with, where maybe it's a dry period like the Phillies are on now, not much is happening, so you put all of the burden on yourself to turn out like 15 articles sort of thing, as opposed to like talking with the team. And I think you've been so open to asking for feedback and where you can improve and like how to do certain things and wanting to learn like SEO and stuff. Like it's been such a joy to just not only watch you like step into that role, but just everyone immediately have that respect for you and want to work with you and to have you edit articles and stuff. Like it's been great. And I know we've got Alec as well, so maybe we can get Alec to have a few words on the Phillies team also. But I just wanted to say that you've just been exceptional in terms of stepping up as a managing editor over the past few months. It's been great to have you, man.
Thanks, boss. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just want to say to my esteemed co-host and now award winner, he's taken such a step up. I mean, just with his duties, and of course, he's someone who came in absolutely trailblazing at the Phillies team, but still keeps just at it and at it and at it, and is really in our push to get credentials with the Phillies, and he's done so much for the team. I think it's almost underrated what Matt does for our Phillies team. He just does so much. And he's someone who's graduated college now. He has an adult job too. Like, he's just doing it all. And I'm absolutely proud of him. I'm proud of our entire team, but Matt just kills it.
Alec, did you seamlessly transition to the car?
Yes, because I need to drive home.
Love it. The commitment is unbelievable. I think Alec hit a really good point there, because I think I didn't ever really foresee this, and it's something you kind of overlook. But we've all been, outside of David, who's only come on a couple of months, we've all been together for at least 2 years, right? At least, I think, at this point. So to go back further, I mean, I've known Zach a lot longer, I've known Eric longer, I've known Alex since I was like 5 years old, I think, at this point. And like, you go through so much together, like outside of PSN. Like people have gotten married, people have got engaged, whether it's school. I mean, Trey was telling me before about grad school, whether it's job changes, so much. And like, you go through that all together with the people that you still share the same passion with, the same hobby with. And I think that for me is what really makes this special now. Like it was really hard, I guess, at the start to emphasize what that family meant. And now here we are with the same people on the same award show every year, having gone through so many life changes. And it's just really great to have a night like this with you all. So without distracting too much, just wanted to kind of say thank you for being such a big part of my life outside of PSN as well, because I don't know where I'd be without all of you. So before I start, we still got another like 5 awards yet, so I can't cry just yet. But I just wanted to put it out there that I adore all of you. And then we
love you too, Liam.
Yeah,
good.
man.
I'll give you a little cuddle later. We'll move on to our Eagles writer of the year. And this is, again, one that could go literally absolutely anywhere. So, I mean, like, I wish Brian was here to talk about the Eagles team a little bit right now, because I feel like, again, all the managing editors have came to me at a similar point wanting the same sort of thing. And to come through with someone like Mike, someone like David, who has been a brilliant addition to the team. It's genuinely, and I mean this in the most sincere way, I don't think I've had as much like a refreshing insight reading articles as I do when David publishes something, like from an Eagles perspective, of just something that's so new every time and it's so nuanced and detailed. And just being able to give, I know it's separate to the award, but just again, like, you ask me for feedback, I'll give it to you. Like, you take it all on, you go, hey, how was this in relation to it? Like, it's just great. And just thank you for being so open to all of it. You've been a star.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you.
How have you found everything with PSN so far?
I've enjoyed all of it. I communicate more with Brian than I do anybody else. And he has been fantastic. Anytime I need something. Just recently, I had COVID for like the past 10 days. So I've been down and out. So I was communicating with him, and I was still trying to get a couple stories out. But he was always saying, man, just get healthy. You know, he just been a very nice person, especially for someone who I just basically met, like 6-7 weeks ago. I've just met you guys. So it has been a very welcome addition, and the help and the leadership that he has, given has been very, very welcomed. Amazing.
Love to hear that. And I hope you feel better from COVID as well. I didn't know about it.
I'm all good.
I didn't know until Brian told me earlier, and I was like, oh, okay, my bad. But no, it's glad to hear you're on the mend. Our Eagles contributor of the year, then, the nominees were, we had Chris Infante, Brian Cameron, Nick Farrier, Mike Greger, David Neese. Am I saying your surname correctly? I never want to get, is it Neese?
It is, yeah.
Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure I didn't get it wrong, folks. I've said it on so many live streams, and if I butchered it, you're just sat there like grumbling and like hating me. So we'll learn now. Corey Nido, who again has been an awesome addition. Yep. Just a shout to Corey. Like, I remember, like, we had the interview, and then a day before he was in the live stream, he watched the entire hour of it, like, as a fan. It was, oh yeah, I was watching like last night. It's cool, just chilling out in the stream. The end, like, as someone that he specializes in, like, play-by-play broadcasting, you can see that translate into the game coverage. It's so cool to have that angle, and again, just a great member of the team. So Corey and Connor Miles as well. The votes were as follows: Connor had 3, Nick had 2, David had 12. So big to come in and make an instant impact is very good. Mike had 10, and it couldn't get much tighter for the overall win for Eagles Contributor of the Year between Corey and Brian. With 37 votes was Corey Nido, which means our winner for Eagles Writer of the Year was Brian Cameron. Very deserving, I think it has to be said. There might not be anyone more deserving than Brian, just for the amount of work that he puts in. I will quickly tweet this out. And I think all of us have got some very kind words for Brian. Zach and Eric obviously work on the podcast with him. And see just how much he puts into everything. Just, but very happy for Brian to get that kind of recognition.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go first, Eric. I know that you're going to want to talk about something, but I'm going to overrule you here.
Go ahead, bud.
Brian is I mean, just a fantastic guy, a fantastic human, a fantastic editor, fantastic writer. Everything he does is liquid gold. He's a great guy. He's a true friend. He's somebody who on my low days I'm still talking to. He's been there as a support for me, as a colleague, as a friend, as a partner, and just a fantastic person. Truly deserves this. Really, really couldn't be more proud of him. Hope that he celebrates this with the family a little bit, but really excited to see what he does in 2024 with this team, and just an absolute grinder of a guy. Just fantastic work. So, Eric, I'll turn it over to you now to boost our Giants fans' ego even a little bit more.
Dang, well, you started with what I was going to start, or you ended with what I was going to start with. He's actually my favorite Giants fan. He's also the only Mets fan that I know. So him being an Eagles fan, despite all that's weird. But I will say this: the guy knows how to run a team. I think I see him every single morning, making sure that that his group is in order, and there's a lot of conversations and communications to be had about what's going to be on the docket and when things are going out. It's constant. I stop in there every once in a while just to make sure that I'm not, necessarily off on, if we're going into a Tuesday night and we're going into a podcast. So no, he really is someone to reference to, and and the look at as far as this kind of a standard of the Eagles team. And I don't think that this is a an award that that fits, like it fits other people, but Brian, man, he's dead on it, and he won it this year. And this is exactly, the kind of he's exactly the kind of guy who deserves the position that he's in. Brian took the ball and ran with it since pretty much day one, where like we were in the, at PSN together. I don't know if that we started at the exact same time, but it seems like we've been around here for pretty much, for pretty much the entire time that I've been here. And the entire time that I've been here, one thing has been a constant, and it's been Brian.
Yeah, I think you summed it up perfectly with the way you reached out to you on your low days. Like, I swear to God, I was at a Christmas light switch on with my girlfriend, like waiting for her to show up. Took like an hour out before like the Eagles injury report came out to get back and write it. And Brian called me and I was like, oh my God, is he okay? I was like, hello, are you all right? And he was like, yeah, I just wanted to check in, see how you are. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like really nervous. I was like, I thought something had happened. He was like, no, I just wanted to see how you were doing. And it was just like, it's just such a simple touch that he finds time to do that just in his little day. And yeah, I think he makes my life tremendously easier. Like, it's the team I probably work closest with, the Eagles, because I still technically write like a lot of the content with them. And he's just got such a good feel for the type of content that fits PSN and the way he asks for it, the way, as David says, like, he's constantly communicating with everyone. Eric said he knows how to run a team. I think he embodies everything. Like, but it's not just that for me. It's the way that he's so open with what his strengths are and where he might need some advice or some extra help. Like, he's never afraid to take those leaps, or to stand his ground. And if he's got a decision and maybe I've disagreed with it, to go, no, I think this is the right way to do it. And to have that opinion and that confidence, like, knowing when he first came on, he was a little bit more withdrawn, sort of inside himself, and was writing. To see him now turn into someone that can carry a podcast individually at times, to host it, to write the way he does, to manage to give feedback, to actively look for new writers. I think he single-handedly recruited David. And again, in the same way that Zach did to Mike, was very much kind of knocking on the door for it. He's just an amazing member of the team. And I've got all the love in the world for someone that is just a tremendous father, great husband, and someone that we can all look up to just as a standard of a human being. Like, he's just a great guy, and we love him to bits.
Can I circle back to your story for a second? Yes. Did you call it a Christmas tree light switching?
Oh, no. So it's like our Christmas light, like the town had the lights in the town center.
Switching? Yeah.
Do you have these in America?
Well, we have lightings, so it's a switching.
Well, yeah, they switch the light on, don't they? Like the big event where they turn it on.
They light the tree.
Oh no, but you don't have like lights that go all through the city or the town, like all up the streets and stuff.
Nah, switches is the thing you switch, right? And the light is the light that lights.
So we have a tree.
What are we talking about?
We have a tree in our town centre, but like the
so
high street where all
you go out and you pick a branch off the tree, right? And then you just the switching, right? Is that?
No, not Adrian Peterson.
No, oh, my mistake. Okay.
But do you have lights in, like, so if you go in a street, like all the Christmas lights along the street, right?
We have tree lightings, but we don't power down the whole neighborhood for it. Typically, we just leave the tree off and then on. We had Chevy Chase actually in a town right next to mine do it this year. I'm not kidding about that. I don't know why that happened, but it did. You had to buy tickets for it. It was a whole weird thing.
All right, a tree? No, it's not. See, it's not a tree. It's not a tree lighting. It's not a tree. It's a town lighting. Like, it's just one street in our town.
You live in a Hallmark movie, dude.
It's the whole street is like lit, and like every. I don't know. So if you've got a street, you're like buildings either side. You have like lines of lights, like kind of do that, and that have designs on them and all sorts of stuff, and that gets turned on. So push a big button. See, Zach knows. Zach's British. Yeah, town Christmas lights.
There is one street in Philly that does that, but they don't turn off the rest of the lights. Just look at Christmas lights. There's just one street that's like a bunch of lights.
I do find it counterproductive that you spend all year trying to save money and save the world for electricity, and then it all goes horribly wrong as soon as Christmas rolls around. But that's neither here nor there, I suppose. It's not in the spirit of Christmas. No, I can't believe. I mean, I would have thought Hallmark and America, that'd be right up your street, literally, if all lights everywhere and stuff. But I'm genuinely amazed by that. Wow, our tree is terrible. It's the lights that people come for. Everyone looks at the tree and goes, "Oh right, wow!" and looks at all the lights. Stunned.
34th Street in Baltimore.
No, No wonder he has
Hell
so many
yeah.
relationship analogies. Yeah, the lights go on and off all the time. On and off. They're always switching. We'll move to our next award, which is the Sexiest Writer of the Year award. So we've got I've missed one. Okay, there's another one, but I don't have the graphic for it, but I've got it on my iPad, I think. So you've got Rookie of the Year as well. So we'll do Sexiest Writer, then we'll do MVP and Rookie. So Sexiest Writer of the Year it's the one everyone wants to win. We started the show like nothing says great written content creator like Sexiest Writer of the Year. Justin Crosby is our reigning champion. And I can genuinely say I've never seen a voting cast like this. Now, I can't actually see because you have to type the name. So I'll try and read the ones that I've got registered. We had a question mark, which was good. That had 1 vote. So someone really didn't understand what they were voting on. So I would have been loved if that one had won. 2 question marks actually had 1. Alec had a vote. Andy Quatch had a vote. Are dogs an option? Had a vote. And I don't really know where that one came from or why that's there. But alas, dogs aren't an option. Chris Infante had 2. Corey Nido got 12. The play-by. I think it's a TV face, isn't it? He's on TV. He does play-by-play. He's got the charm. It's the aura, I think. David got 1. Dobby the house elf got a vote. So that's in there. We had Eric got a vote. I don't know which Eric that is. That could be Freisinger. It could be Reese. It could be anyone. Eric Freisinger also got a vote. So I'd be tempted to let. We had Jimmy King in capitals, full stop. Only Jimmy King, full stop. We'll come back to that one for good reason. Jimmy the Stud King. Jimmy King himself got 4. Justin Crosby, Big Sexy, got a return vote. Justin Stud Muffin Crosby got a vote. Kyle Fisher, I got 2. I'm happy with 2. That's a 200% increase over last time. So I'm on the board at least. Matt Watson got 1 in capitals and then 1 with his own name and 1 with a winky face. So someone liked Matt Watson. I think Matt, someone could be trying to, shoot a shot there maybe. Nate Tennyson, because he interned with the Union, and that made him even sexier than he already is. That was an option. Phil with hot pizza and a candle lit was great. Regina Ham got 3. The Beard, even though he's not a writer, I'm assuming that's Phil. Tim Sullivan got 3. Tommy Orm got 1. And Trey Barnett, no competition, was a vote there that made the chart as well. But the winner, right, this is all again, I've told you the votes that have come. 35 votes for this man. 35. Jimmy King. 35 votes.
That makes sense.
It is the most dominant victory that PSN has ever seen under any award. And I will say, he is a terrifically looking young man. He's got the charm going for him. But
I mean, look at the profile picture. You can see 12% of his face, and it's still sexy as hell. Unbelievable. I mean, imagine seeing the whole thing.
The aura.
He manages to break every rule that Tinder has ever taught me. You don't have sunglasses on, have something in front of your face, you take off the hat. But you know what? He does have a face. I have a face, but his face is better. That's why he got 35 votes. Go, Jimmy. You are the king.
Up, you man of mystery.
I've never seen a landslide victory of 35 votes to that. It's incredible. So the cult following this man has is remarkable. But I'd agree. I think genuinely, most of those votes are from PSNers that have gone, he is a bit fit though. And just give him a vote as well. But his second award of the night, will it be his final? Is there more in the tank? We've got 2 more to go. MVP and Rookie of the Year. I've got to write a tweet calling Jimmy sexy now. So if someone could maybe just fill some air and tell me about MVPs and PSN, that'd be lovely. And I'll be right back.
Yeah. So I never won MVP. So I can't tell you about MVPs. But what I can tell you is next year, I should make a suggestion at least, is can we have a most to look like Jason Kelsey award?
You can work on that.
Because I think we could write ourselves in.
It's me. We all know I'd win it. So you don't have to.
Hell yeah, Jimmy, dude. I didn't know who was gonna win that, but I love that it was just an operation where it was just Firestorm Jimmy, get this.
People have taken it so far he needs to win this award. This is the one he has to win without a shot. And it's a thing as well. It wasn't a tickable box. He wasn't a name there. People have gone out of their way to type the name in. And the exact name has got 34 responses. So not only was it the 35, there was Jimmy King, only Jimmy King. Then there was just Jimmy King with 4 on their own, and then Jimmy the Stud King. So that's like 45 votes out of 90 that have been Jimmy King. So he really is our king. I mean, what more? I wish he was here. So, we might draw like 100 viewers if we had Jimmy in the middle of the screen just to lure everyone in with his gracious looks. But what a terrific young man Jimmy is, and we're delighted to have him in. We didn't come to play.
You know what I think would have put me over the bar to get that? If only I was a little bit more quarterbacky. I think that would have put me over the top.
Oh,
what the hell are you spewing on about?
Did you not see that earlier? I'll send you, Zach, the whole thing where
it's been a thing. It's been a thing. We will move on to Rookie of the Year then. And this is another one that could really go either way. I haven't got the graphic uploaded, so I'm going to try and sort that a minute. But I'm going to have to try and log into StreamYard and do it very quietly. So obviously we've had a huge influx of new writers this year across every team. Do you want to just, I know he spoke about calling like the individual teams. Is this the most successful draft class PSN has ever had, ever? Because I think it might be. Just while if someone could fill that, just while I try and get the image up, that would be tremendous.
Yeah, for sure. I would certainly say so. I think that it's been an incredibly impressive class. I think that it really mirrors the 03 NBA draft class. I think that we are looking at some true stars. As a second Liam pops up on the stream, it really is just a fantastic group of people.
No, who is it?
People filling all different types of roles for all different types of teams, and people just come right on in and act like they've been here for years. It's been fantastic. It's been such a warm welcome. Some people who are going to go on to some pretty great things outside of PSN. Some people who are going to grow into some pretty great roles within PSN. I think that there's just a lot of opportunity out of this draft class, and no matter what team it's for, I think that this is the year. This is the year that you hope for when you're welcoming a draft class. There's not a bad slot to pick. So just another great year.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint like, I don't know what is successful or not, because we've had, obviously everyone's come from PSN at a certain time, and we're so lucky to have the people we do. But in terms of like an instant impact, I think of people like from the sexiest writer of the year through to Sam, to Kylie, to David, who's still with us now. Like we've had, I think, home run hits on every single team. And it's not only a testament to like the writers themselves, but like I think just people like Zach and Brian for being willing to sit through so many interviews and to help me. Like I didn't realize how many applications we'd have at certain points. We had like well over 40, 50 people reach out. And just as I start trying to file them onto what was essentially a draft board, we'd have like more. And it was just, I could never get on top of it. And just to have a real team effort to find the right fits for PSN and then have them come on and just feel so at home and so comfortable that they want to contribute has been amazing. And just to read out the names that are nominated for the award is, so to be qualified, you've got to have signed up within the last calendar year. And we've got so many good names. So Paul Frenzel, Eric Freisinger, Corey Nido, Mike Greger, Phil Stifle. We're not forgetting Phil, obviously came on as a show host earlier this year. Leah Agrapoulos, Eric Moratelli, Sander Giovanni, David Neese, Kylie Sullenberger, and of course, sexiest writer of the year, Jimmy King. Like, that is a ridiculous draft class, like, no matter how you look at it. And we're so lucky to have every single one of them contribute for PSN. Like, they really are a blessing. Kemp comes in and says, what did he win? We'll find something for you, Kemp. I'm sure we can work something out.
Eric, give Kemp your reward.
Yeah, you're the most quarterbacky.
You can be the Flyers writer of the year. Eric doesn't want it. See, well done.
Yeah,
Kemp.
you know what, Kemza? You're the Flyers writer of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for all of your hard work covering ice hockey, Kemp. He loves ice hockey. It's his favorite sport in the world. So we're going to look for the rookie of the year, and this was really balanced. Like, I didn't expect this at all. So Paul got a couple of votes. Mike Greger got a couple of votes. Sam got a couple of votes. And then the big hitters out of everyone, we had Phil Stifle got 17, which for someone that doesn't even write articles, bear in mind, a lot of this audience is from the website. So all of the forms were posted on the website. We embedded them in articles. It was on Twitter. And a lot of Phil's like Core 12 and stuff either follow Phil directly or the YouTube channel. So there isn't always that guaranteed crossover. So to get 12 is a bloody, or 17, sorry, is a bloody good effort. Beyond that, Kylie had 27 votes, which is great going and something that we can all be excited by. Again, tremendously talented writer. Corey got 37. And again, another landslide for Rookie of the Year. Jimmy King has done it again. It's another award. He ended up with 56 votes. In the end, the guy is storming it in a fashion, I think we can agree, Zach, that we have not seen since the days of Sean Bernard. I mean, this is a rout at this point.
Well, listen, I likened this class to the 03 draft class, and once again, King James has taken home the Rookie of the Year award. And I mean, just an unbelievable job doing so much with this team and crushing it at every turn, whether it's writing, whether it's being sexy, whether it's just being new. He's the best at all of it, it looks like. And I'm so happy that we have someone like Jimmy on our side because he's absolutely crushing it for our team and our family.
Essentially, Jimmy could just exist next year and probably have a good likelihood of just sweeping. But
given the year,
nonetheless, dude, crown him, dude, because he deserves it. It's fantastic, man. Hell yeah.
It's amazing to see that kind of recognition. Like, he does so deserve it. Like to come in your first year, like it's one thing, like we say, to cover games, to do it all in your first year within a couple of months, to go down, like to get acclimated with a new team. Like, there were a lot of meetings where I was involved and I was like, hey, we want to do this, we want to do that. And he was just like straight in with everything, with ideas. And it just felt he became very quickly a centrifugal force around that team. And that everyone was sort of like very much feeding off of his energy. And just great. It makes me super like to put him in the same conversation as a guy like Matt, like Eric, like Sean Bernard, like David Esser, like Zach. Like, there are Hall of Fame PSNers that have gone on to, you know, sweep things and just go down as like the greats for PSN. And Jimmy is already very much on that trajectory. So we do actually have I forgot about one more award that we've got. So before we get to MVP, we do have the Contributors Team of the Year. So not the actual team itself in terms of Eagles or Phillies or, you know, whoever. Because you all know the Eagles wouldn't win that this year. That would be awful. But I think like what we've got instead is a very interesting dynamic with the Contributor Team of the Year. So it's a team of writers who have combined to cover that specific franchise. So obviously we've got 6 available with the Wings, the Phillies, the Union, the Sixers, the Flyers, and the Eagles. The Wings, I don't think, got a vote, unfortunately, Eric.
That's fine. I voted for them in my mind.
Oh yeah, they did come up on this. So they must have received one, but I mean, it's showing. Well, it would have been
I didn't vote for them on paper. I've only voted on the form maybe once. So in my heart, I voted for that team.
Okay. Well, so the Wings are on the board. They are on the board. We can confirm. So this is in order. So 5th place were the Flyers. 4th place were the Sixers by 1%. That right? 3rd place. Oh, I've done the numbers wrong. Sorry, it was 3rd place for the Sixers. The Phillies were 4th.
Hell yeah!
I've done a what's matey boy? Is it Steve Harvey? I've done what he did. I've read the wrong one out. Sorry about that. So the Phillies were 4th. The Sixers were 3rd by 1%. 2nd were the Eagles, and the Contributors Team of the Year was, I wonder who the deciding factor was. I'm not sure, but the Philadelphia Union. Oh no, I've written Regina's
headlined by Regina Ham.
Regina's name on it. Oh no!
I saw Regina's name there, but I think I'm like now supposed to only say, well, it does say Regina, but it's obviously Jimmy.
Listen, it's her team now.
Well, I need to edit this image really quick. So if someone could tell me about how great the Union team is while I make a very abrupt. I love I didn't even spot it before it went on air. That is PSA.
Yeah, no, sure. I can go on about this. Well, listen, when Regina first took over the Union team, she had a plan in place, and the team as a whole has really carried it out. I mean, it's been fantastic work from top to bottom. Obviously, long live King Jimmy. Just the entire team is just a wealth of knowledge. It's so insightful. When I first joined PSN 4 years ago now, a little over 4 years ago, the people who I knew who were familiar with PSN knew them because of the Union team. Okay, knew them because of Tim and because of this Union team. And to see how they've grown and improved each and every year, and then this year, the best that I've ever seen from this squad, absolutely well-deserved. This is a fantastic team. That's why I voted for them. They are truly, truly the elite of PSN.
You know, I saw Regina score a goal for the Philadelphia Union, so it makes a ton of sense. I saw it with my eyes. I know soccer.
And now he's on mute. 10 out of 10
And-
job by Liam.
And Liam is without a microphone, on mute with a microphone.
Bollocks, sorry. I was going to say she did everything else this year, so I'm not surprised. There is going to be a second Liam in the chat now, so apologies for that again. wait, no, I don't even need that. Hang on, I don't even need that. Sorry. Right, I need some more air for like, give me like 10 seconds, hang on.
This is really turning into a David Brent special from Liam.
No, it's all, everything's fine. It's all great.
Going beautiful. But really, again, just shout out to the entire Union team. Shout out to Courtney in the chat, always supporting Tim, and just a fantastic team who I mean, when you look at the in-depth coverage, it's just the writing is top tier. There are no better Union teams, not just within PSN, but out there at all. This is the creme de la creme for Union coverage. If you have not followed PSN's Union coverage, if you have not followed the Union, you better start now, because this team, and I mean, listen, just look at the pull Jimmy has. Unbelievable. If Jimmy is a contributor with the Union team, think about everybody else who's with that Union team and how incredible they are as well. So be sure to check out that team, because, again, just fantastic work top to bottom by all of them.
Yeah, and by the way, it's not just brilliant minds. They're all sexy, too. I mean, the whole thing about the sexiest writers on that team. So,
I mean, we also say Courtney, Tim's beloved wife, is in the chat saying congrats Union team. If you could give Tim a cuddle from all of us, Courtney, that would be amazing. So I'm sure he's on top of the world right now, as he very much should be. And what I will quickly say before we move on to our MVP award is, like, it's not just the fact that the Union team have, like, come on leaps and bounds in terms of content. Like, the biggest thing that I think everyone's over, I sound like I'm hosting a podcast, but like about the Eagles. But the biggest thing that everyone's overlooking is that, like, they had their normal schedule last year, and that was fine. And then all of a sudden you've got like CONCACAF Champions League, and you've got like leagues play, and their schedule basically became 1.5 seasons in the space of a year. So they went from playing a regular season and playoffs to a regular season, playoffs, plus two other competitions that demanded regular soccer. And they still end up putting out a ton of content and never missing a beat, never missing a game. Like, imagine if the Eagles, instead of playing 16 games or 17 games, had to play 26 next year. Like, it's a big ask of your team to step up. And the Union team have done a brilliant job in adapting to that. So they very much deserve that award for me. Like, Tim was already struggling for content, like, to get his head above water with already doing so much. To then have to tackle a season and a half's worth of soccer, get new writers, acclimate them, make sure they're comfy, confident, able to write, willing to write. As Courtney says, plus the Women's World Cup, that there is no more deserving team than the Union, I think, in terms of just outright coverage. It's remarkable. And Tim spearheaded it. Jimmy sexied it right up. And we're here ready to go one more next year. So a huge shout to the Union team. And that leaves us with one final award, which is the MVP award. The most coveted that isn't sexiest writer of the year. Obviously, every PSN writer was available. Before we get to it, I will address the elephant in the room. Second Liam contributed more than first Liam this year. I'm not having that. Second Liam is a nuisance. I'm not having that. I'm fuming. That's strike one. But we'll get back to the PSN MVP. So 128 votes were cast, and the people that had votes for them were Nick Faria, Jackie Townley, Tim Sullivan, Regina Ham, Mike Greger, Matt Watson, Jimmy King, Zach Chavalella, sorry Zach, jeez, Tim Lovingham, Eric Reese, and Brian Face.
How many years?
I'm sorry. I got it right for like so many.
Lola.
I'm allowed one.
Guerrero.
Eric Reese and Brian Conway, the other ones. Sorry, it's my bad. It could be worse. All right, it could be worse. I called Lizzie the wrong name the other day, and that went down like a cup of cold.
Yeah,
six.
no, dude, that's the worst possible thing you could have done.
I know it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun, but we'll talk about it in happy hour, I'm sure.
It was funny.
It was funny. So Jackie Townley received a vote, as did Mike Greger. Nick Fire received 3. Tim received 5. Regina received 6. Matt received 7. Eric received 4. Zach Chavalella, got it right, received 10. And then we've got to the final 3. Tim Lovingeth received 16. Brian Cameron received 23. Can you guess?
It's you, right?
Big
It's
sack.
gotta be you.
Do you want it? Do you want to guess?
It's gotta be you, right?
It's got
It's
to
gotta
be
be
It's gotta be Jimmy King.
MVP of the entire PSN year. What a man, what a moment. Oh, hell. I mean, have we ever seen a quadruple crown? I don't think we have at the PSN Awards. But a remarkable achievement for Jimmy. I mean, what a night. The fact there is limbs in the away end right now. Absolute anarchy down in the away end. Is my mic even on? Can you hear it?
Oh, it's very on.
It's done that thing. Oh, okay. Right. Sorry about that. It's done that thing, isn't it? Okay. Sorry. Oh.
So he got so many awards tonight that he broke Liam's microphone. It's insane.
I think we're back. Are we back?
I can hear.
Oh, we're back. Look at Kem's comment. We're back for sure.
Trey's got it. Trey's got it going on, dude. Trey's got it going on, dude.
Is it better now? Is it? Are we back to normal volumes?
You're down a hallway, but yeah, this is better than it was before.
Beggars can't be choosers. We're here. Right. Well, I mean, I think we I hate to might have exhausted ourselves with Jimmy compliments now. I think we've done everything there. Over 4 awards, we've kind of ran it dry. Is there anyone else that would love to talk about Jimmy for the greatest achievement ever in PSN?
Listen, all I'm saying is if you win the Triple Crown, how do you not win MVP? I think that there would have been a riot in the streets of Philadelphia if he did not win this award. It is obviously well-deserved. Just what else can you say about Jimmy the King at this point? Jimmy the Sex, Jimmy the King, Jimmy the James. Just a wonderful part of PSN. And listen, this is year 1. So it's going to have to be quite the impressive year 2 if we're going to keep this up.
Jimmy, you should stop now. You should just stop now, dude. You've peaked. This is it. Nah, dude, Jimmy, you're fucking awesome, man. We're gonna get demonetized because it said the F word, but whatever.
Jimmy, you apologize. I feel like when he says sorry, it's that scene in Lord of the Rings at the end where Aragorn goes, "You bow to no one," and they all just bow for like Frodo and that at Gondor. Very niche reference, but literally just us to Jimmy. Like, what a man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy the King. Just iconic. What a night it was. I wish he was here to celebrate it. I do wish he was here to collect all 4 awards and run out just like prime Kanye West. Messi wanted to be Jimmy King when he was a kid. We've all had posters of Jimmy on our bedroom wall, is all I'm saying. I mean, for so many reasons. He was in all of the magazines growing up, from soccer to like the business magazines. GQ was on the cover of.
Has one.
GQ's going to change its name to JK after Jimmy the King's performance here tonight.
It's like J.K. Dobbins, Jimmy King Dobbins.
Don't put that bad juju on him. He's going to tear his ACL next thing you know.
But that does come to, or bring us to the. Oh, he's coming! He's coming! We can't end! He's got to speak! He's coming!
He'll be on the Patreon. We got to pay for this. This is pay-per-view now. He'll be on the Patreon.
I was 8 seconds away from a soppy speech and cracking open a beer, and he's sprinting on. The demand of Jimmy King is at new heights.
Cracking open a beer as if it's the first.
Yeah. What about his last name is King for a reason? He's in. Ladies and gentlemen, your PSN Rookie of the Year, your PSN Sexiest Writer of the Year, your PSN Union Contributor of the Year, and your PSN MVP, Jimmy King.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. Honestly, it's all down. Everyone has given me so much support and confidence. Everyone at PSN is incredible, and it sounds like crap, but I wouldn't be who I am and what I've been able to do without the people that I work with and surround myself with. And have seen all you guys hustle and grind as much as you do just gives me the confidence and the passion and the drive to keep going and match y'all's work. So it sounds like crap, but thank you guys for doing what you do. Thank you for having me on the team, and thank you everyone for voting for me. It's I don't know what I did to to get some of these awards, but thank you guys so much. And yeah, I got a big second year to follow up with, so hopefully I can come back stronger and just keep it going for year 2. But thanks again, everyone. I appreciate it a lot.
No, we love you, man. Thanks for everything. I mean, it's basically been the Jimmy King tribute act tonight, I think. We've all just been singing your praises for about an hour and a half. But you've just been, I've said it all, you've been such a great addition to the team. And to come in the way you have, to step up, to go to games as early as you have, and just the connection that you've got with the fan base, to want to give them the right kind of content, with the quotes, to carry rumors the right way, to write your articles in such an eloquent way with just so much like energy in them. It's been a dream. Like, it's what the Philadelphia Union needed, like the fan base needed from a coverage perspective. And to then see that content put in Metro, to see it on the front of it, to have all of these great accolades along the way. Like, I'm so happy that this year has ended in an absolute rout of the PSN awards. It couldn't happen to a better guy, man. We love you to bits and excited to see what happens in year 2.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you all. And again, I'm so happy to be a part of PSN, working with so many incredible people from every sector of the Philly sports scene right now. So PSN on top, big year coming next year for all of us, and hope everyone's paying attention. So yeah, thank you guys again. Appreciate it.
Stick around for the happy hour, man.
Yeah,
yeah. I just got home from work, so I just wanted to stop in real quick and thank everyone. I'm going to go get changed, and then, I'll be on for the happy hour.
For sure.
Love it. All right, so that's the best news ever, that we can now get Jimmy drunk in celebration. What pop champagne over it. It will be tremendous.
Jimmy.
I'm going to go get changed, and then I'll meet you all in the happy hour. Thank you guys so much.
Sick.
Sounds good, man. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
But that does bring us to the end of the show. A huge thank you to everyone that's come on tonight. I mean, David has been here the entire show. Are you sticking around, David, for a little chit chat afterwards?
Maybe, yeah. I got about 5% left on my phone for you.
Oh, fair enough. No worries. I appreciate you sticking on, man. And yeah, to Eric, to Zach, to Trey, to Matt. I got caught off guard because Trey said Zach, and I thought I said Zach twice. But Zach is my dad also makes it. That is a real fandom there. But happy hour, Nate's on the way. Love to see it. But yeah, just thank you all for hanging out. I mean, the award show for me is like my favorite thing we do at PSN. I think it kind of epitomizes everything we're about. Like, to just spend an hour and a half just acknowledging like the work that people do. Like, I know that it's not a full-time gig. I understand that there are the commitments that everyone shoulders, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to then, get to games, to put in the effort that you all do, let alone put out the quality of content that you do. So just for everything, just to have a night where we can acknowledge all of your hard work and your passion, and for just making my life incredible. Like, I'm so lucky to do this, and it would be a lot worse if everyone sucked and no one cared and there wasn't that camaraderie and it was just content, which it could so easily be. And like, so many websites are like that. And to have a community where like we can just have a chat, like, I have no qualms. Like, I could go for a 3-hour chat with any of you over anything, and I love it. So just thank you for being my friends, being my colleagues, and just helping me build PSN into what it is, because without you guys, it really is nothing, and you've made it. So there's a big soppy one. And to everyone watching, which I think at this point is strictly the Jimmy King Society, thank you for hanging out with us and enjoying our awards ceremony. And we'll be back to regularly scheduled like Eagles and Sixers and Flyers and Union content into the new year. Have a very happy new year to every single one of you. And just thank you for continuing to check us out. Like, especially YouTube. Our YouTube channel, like we said, was dormant for so long, other than Flipping the Birds, which was very much like fighting through to keep it going. To stick around and watch like an hour and a half award show of writers is surreal to me. Like, I love the fact that you guys care enough about what we do to stick around for that. It's amazing. And I still, get caught off guard by the fact when you look at, it's easy to look at analytics and just see numbers of, we've got X amount of views. And then you remember that each one of those is a person that's connected to the team through what you've said. And then you look at the content in Metro Philly, and that people are reading it on the way home, which is just words from us, the little old us, like, we're not one of the big dogs just, we're getting there, we're pushing it, we're coming on leaps and bounds. But it means the world, like, to still be doing this. Like Isaac said, I was 19 years old, I'm now 28. I've been doing it 9 years and still having as much fun as I ever have. And that's because of you guys watching, and it's because of the 5 people, not myself, I'm not that egotistical, on the Zoom call. So, I'm bad with goodbyes. Have a happy new year. Go Birds, Dupont, and long live Sir Jimmy King, the sexiest MVP the world's ever seen. I will see you all in 2024. Thank you for everything. And one last shout again to Eugene Krabs for an incredibly kind donation. Go Birds. See you later, guys. Take care.